Hey, crypto family. So let's go over the craziness that just happened with Bitcoin. For those who don't know, it actually just went up over 10% to $7,340. And that was actually in the span of over 40 minutes. So this is a 4-hour candle, but it actually only took 40 minutes for this big move to happen. And it went up to a high of $7,470. Now you look at all the coins today, and again, most of them are up 5, 6, some even 10, 12%. So it's great to see that altcoins do have that cross correlation with Bitcoin. And you can expect when Bitcoin dies down, altcoins are going to shoot up even higher. So that's something to watch. But looking at Bitcoin here, I was mentioning in my last video, $6,800 was the resistance that everyone was looking at. You can see here, it tried to get over that at least 3 times and it failed all 3 times. And I mentioned that if it does break 6,800, look for a continuation and for it to excel to new highs. And you can see here, it went to a high of over $7,470. So once it broke that, I mean, the sky was the limit. So right now it's kind of consolidating from that high and looking at where it's going to go from here. A couple weeks ago, I drew another resistance line here, and about 4 or 5 times it tried to break over this $7,800 level and it failed. So this is the next big resistance we're looking at, between 7,800 to 8,000. So again, hopefully it comes up to there and then consolidates a little bit and we can break over that $8,000 barrier. So that's going to be the next thing that I'm going to be looking at. And you can see here that the RSI is way overbought, but I mentioned in rallies like these, when there's a lot of volume, RSI really doesn't matter because buying's going to happen either way. And right now the RSI is at 88. So, I mean, it could still keep going. You know, it's anyone's guess in the market how it is right now. So keep that in mind when trading. But one of the reasons why I think this happened is if you go over here, this guy's name is @MoonOverlord. And he put in a post a couple days ago and he said, interesting development on Bitcoin price action. Has been in Forex style chop for months, but recently something changed. Measuring price movement using a weekly MA, input 7, the 2 charts don't even look like the same asset. A large entity filled their bids, new algorithm. So basically here, it shows how Bitcoin was trading beforehand. So it's a Forex chop, which basically is like the Forex market, how it trades. There's a lot of algo trading, which is like algorithmic trading. For those who don't know what that is, basically it's like computers using certain algorithms to trade based on certain mean reversion. If Bitcoin reaches a certain price away from a certain point, you know, they'll sell at a high, buy at the low. And basically you'll see this really jagged trading. So a lot of people call this the Bart algorithm because as you can see, Bart Simpson, if you only watch The Simpsons, it looks like his head. You know, it's a rectangle here and then it comes down and it follows, you know, another rectangle down here. And basically it was like that for a couple of weeks to a couple of months actually. And if you look down here, another guy to follow is Crypto Don Alt. He said, I agree, well spotted, behaves completely different now. I think the chop algo was used to accumulate. Let's see how this turns out. And someone put organic price action, first time in ages. So again, now it has that natural movement. You see natural buying and natural selling. And I thought they were spot on with this about the algo trading used for accumulation. And now that that algorithm is no longer trading like that, you can have more organic price action and people are ready for Bitcoin to fly, so to speak. So that's kind of now that you saw, you know, that rip that Bitcoin had. So I thought that was great because I hate algo trading because it doesn't allow Bitcoin to grow organically. You know, it's just a lot of, you know, spikes, plummets, and it was like that for the past couple of weeks. And I know everyone was annoyed with that. Now, another reason why I think Bitcoin popped was because I believe there's, you know, a lot of short squeezes going on. Because if you put on, I'll go ahead and put on the TD sequential here. Now, if you look at the candle, it was actually at a 9. And this is on the 4-hour chart, meaning there is a very high likelihood that the next candle will be a red candle, a reversal. Now, you know, that could still very well happen here, but basically people were seeing this candle as a 9 before it actually broke over 6,800 and thinking, okay, there's no way it's going to break over it. You know, maybe let's pile on the shorts. And so I think a lot of people were thinking that they were shorting it, and then the opposite happened. It broke through 6,800 and then just kept going. And I think that short squeeze is what you really saw here. So if you look at Bitmex Rect, someone you can follow, basically this shows everyone who was liquidated. So you can see there's a ton of liquidations from shorts, and there's actually a couple 10 million contract liquidations. So if you go down here, you can actually see that right here it says buy 10 million at 69.91. So that was one of the first ones that was liquidated. And you can see, I mean, there's just 9.7 million contracts, 10 million, 10 million. I mean, this is crazy. This is the most number of, or the highest number of contract liquidations that I've ever seen. And I think a lot of people weren't expecting this. That's why they were piling on the shorts. And that 6,800 was such a big resistance for, the past 4 or 5 times that people didn't think it would, go through it. So, it's no fault of their own. But again, if you're trading on Bitmex, always trade using low leverage. I would say maximum is 10x. If you're a super experienced trader, maybe 25x, but I would say 10x for the average trader is the absolute most. I usually use 5x to 10x, just stay on the safe side. And basically that'll give you between $600 to $1,200 of liquidation leverage. So if you say you short it at 6,800 using 10x, then you'll get liquidated at about 7,400. And if it's 5x, it'll be double that. So liquidated at 8,000. So just kind of something to keep in mind there, because margin trading is definitely risky, and never use all your capital. Only use 0.5 BTC if that. Or just use half of whatever your available balance is. Because if you're using all of your capital, then it'll affect the way you trade because you have too much invested. So, unless you're using really low leverage, never use all of your capital. So just something to keep in mind for Bitmex trading, because it is very risky and you can lose a lot of money. Now, with that, some other people I wanted you to follow that I think would be a great addition is this guy here, Secrets of Crypto. Now, this guy I actually didn't see until a couple days ago. I wasn't following him until then. And because I saw him on my homepage, a couple people were talking about him and saying how he was back. And I guess whenever he comes back, that's an indication of a bull market. Apparently, he's really well-versed, and maybe he's, well-networked in the crypto space, that he tends to know when the market will turn. And coincidentally, when he came back a couple days later, we saw what happened with Bitcoin just now. So this guy has made a lot of people a lot of money. A lot of his altcoin calls went, up a couple hundred%. And apparently he's very well, he has a good reputation in the crypto space. You see he has 94,000 followers. And, I'll definitely follow this guy, put some notifications on him, because, I mean, if you have people that are this well respected, then, you cannot ignore them. So with that, another person that's well respected in the space is M_Pavlovsky. So this guy knows his stuff. He's one of the only people to call Bitcoin short whenever it went to 5,800. Basically he's basically been studying Bitcoin more than anyone I know. So this guy always, has his analysis with his charts and exactly what's going to happen. And, 80 to 90% of the time, he's right on his analysis. He studies it a lot. He uses all kinds of different charting tools. And he's someone I respect very much. So close friend of mine, and definitely give this guy a follow. He knows his stuff and you won't regret it. So with that, that was all I had for today. And again, hopefully you're enjoying this bull run. If you have any questions, please comment below, like the video if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't. Till next time, thanks for watching.